The 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America debuts. Let's talk about that and get cracking. Today we have some very exciting news. 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America is out and we discuss all the details about it. This motorcycle is a pretty big step in the Harley modernizing their bikes of the future. Buzzwords I heard during the debut presentation were words like sound muffling and lean angle. These are terminology that I've never heard Harley-Davidson use in the description of any of their bikes. They're turning over a new page. Let's talk about the powertrain first. The powertrain is the big news here, in my opinion. They use their 1250cc Revolution Max engine, which debuts in this bike on February 22nd on the release of the information. Paired with a 6-speed transmission, it makes 150 horsepower and 94 feet-pounds of torque. Also revs up to 9,500 RPM, a top speed of 135 miles per hour. Harley-Davidson says, and I quote, "It is so hot off the line, people will need to glue their hands to the handlebars." It's liquid-cooled, dual overhead cams, electronic variable valve timing, which controls both the intake and exhaust valves. It has dual spark plugs. It also rocks dual throttle bodies. It has a stainless steel muffler that is Euro 5 compliant. The engine is integrated into the chassis as a central member to reduce the weight. Cast aluminum wheels, cast aluminum swing arm. The front wheel is 19 inches and the rear is 17. Harley's been working with Michelin on the tires and comes stock with the Scorchers available though through your local dealer as an optional Anarchy Wild tire with a more aggressive knobby for those truly dirt enthusiasts. Wet weight is 534 pounds on the base model, and they also have a second model called the Special model, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It's 559 pounds wet on the Special model. The Ducati Multistrada V4 checks in at 529 pounds wet. The BMW R1250 GS checks in at 591 pounds, and the Honda Africa Twin checks in at 534 pounds. KTM 1290 Adventure S, 529 pounds. So Harley's right there. They nailed it on the weight, in my opinion. The standard model suspension is adjustable preload, adjustable rebound, and compression on the dampening. Showa inverted front forks, 47 millimeter, pretty beefy forks there. Rear sports Showa piggyback shocks with reservoirs. Total travel front and rear is 7.5 inches. The Special has a different suspension, and I'll get to that shortly. Brakes are Brembo Monolock 4-piston calipers, 320 millimeter dual disc, 280 millimeter disc on the rear, adjustable lever on the rear brake to 3 different positions. The front brake has adjustability through the master cylinder. I don't quite wrap my mind around that, but I'll dig into that a little more later. Now let's talk about the 1250 Special. Suspension, what they call ARH, Adaptive Ride Height. When you come to a stop, the bike will lower down to help with foothold, much like airbags on a car. When you proceed with your ride, the suspension will raise back up to its full ride height. Range of motion is 1 to 2 inches, dictated by the selected gear payload setting. 4 different modes to the suspension: auto, short, delay, long delay, and lock mode. The suspension is fascinating because it literally learns your habits. If you're riding aggressively, it will react differently than if you're riding around a parking lot. These presets you can set for your style of riding that you're going to be doing. And what it does is lower the bike down when you slow down and come to a stop so you can get your feet down on the ground for those that are short on the in-seat. 4-position windshield can be adjusted via a lever with one hand. 5.6 gallon aluminum tank, fuel filler towards the front of the tank to accommodate tank bags, standard steering dampener, standard heated grips, center stand, steel brush guards around the radiator, aluminum skid plate. Aftermarket companies like Touratech are going to have a heyday with this bike, in my opinion. 6-axis IMU customizable ride modes, cornering electronic linked braking, cornering ABS, cornering traction control, cornering drag torque slip control, and hill hold control. Got a lot going on there. Rider modes. The Special gets 2 extra modes over the base model. The base model has Road, Sport, off-road and rain, and the Special gets a custom 1 and custom 2 that you can set it up just to your specific style of riding. Cruise control is standard. 6.8-inch tilting TFT display, and I assume it tilts so that you can adjust it if you're getting glare from the sun on it. TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system as well, that shows up in your TFT display. Daymaker LED headlight. Need to talk about this headlight a little bit. There's a lot going on here too. Horizontally, Harley-Davidson claims for better off-road visibility. The light senses your lean angle and can light up to 3 separate LED lights depending on the angle of the bike that is leaning over. 8 degree, 15 degree, and 23 degrees are where each increment kicks on. Sound is very unique with the Euro 5 muffler and the dual overhead cam and water cooling. It's unlike any other Harley I've ever heard. 3 different luggage systems are available for it in the parts and accessories. Hard panniers, and you can get those, they're aluminum, and you can get those in anodized black or silver. Adventure soft saddlebags that are waterproof, and sports side cases. Think a sport touring bike that has, like the BMWs have with the plastic cases. So there's 3 different levels of luggage available for this bike. And of course they have a top box as well. Optional stainless steel lace wheels with tubeless tires. I really like the lace wheels. I think they're really aggressive looking, and those aggressive tires that are available, the Anakis. I'd hate to see the price on setting that up and adding that to your bike though. We'll see. Let's talk about the gear they came out with for the adventure rider. None of their gear to date is really set up for this style of riding. So they've teamed up with Revit, an excellent manufacturer by the way, and they came out with some very good quality gear sporting the Barn Shield. Good news there. The biggest news, the base model is $17,319, and you get your choice of Vivid Black or River Rock Gray. The Special model starts at $19,999. It's available in Vivid Black, Gauntlet Gray Metallic, or Baja Orange and Stonewashed White Pearl. Hands down, the orange and the Stonewashed White Pearl is my favorite. North America release will be in May 2021. Asia and Latin America will get the Pan America in July 2021. China will get the bike in September 2021. Competition starting prices. KTM 1290 Adventure S starts at $18,599. BMW R 1250 GS starts at $17,995, and for the upscale ADV variant, $20,345. Ducati Multistrada V4 starts at $19,995. I think their pricing is right in there. Those were my 2 biggest concerns when I did my first video on the Pan America, is weight and the pricing, and I think they nailed it on both counts. I really do. I think Harley has a real winner here with this bike. If the dealerships market it and sell it and support it, it will probably go very far. It has all the right equipment on it, a lot of tech on it, that we talked about in this video. That said, I have a huge concern about the reliability of all that brand new tech put into this bike. And when it goes out of warranty, all that tech is going to be pricey to replace or get fixed. So I don't know. We'll see. Plus you have an unproven commodity with the Revolution Max motor. People that are going to be buying this bike are early adopters and going to be the guinea pigs for this whole platform. Be interesting to see how this shakes out. I'm not trying to be negative Nancy here. I'm just looking at it from a realistic point of view. Are you willing to slap 20 grand on the counter on this bike at this time? I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts, if you would put them down below, whether or not, if you were into an ADV bike. And you don't have to go off-roading. I know plenty of people that ride ADV bikes and they travel all on tarmac because they're utilitarian. They're like a Swiss Army knife. You can bolt anything you want to them. You can load them to the gills and go camping. It's just a very functional platform to work with. There's other applications besides riding off-road. I hope Harley does really well. They've done their homework, they've done their research, they came out with the right product at the right price at the right weight. It's up to us, the customer, to buy it and see what happens as this unfolds. It's going to be a very interesting journey. Now, my thoughts on the February 22nd launch video. I feel like I'm always banging on Harley lately, but That was awful. It was dreadful. It was one giant commercial. I don't even think I heard them mention any of the new tech on the bike, the TFT screen, navigation through that TFT screen, the Revolution Max motor, that wonderful suspension that lowers down for shorter riders. You know, it was one giant, we have been dirt all along. And they're showing their old school bikes at the turn of the century riding dirt roads. Well, yeah, I guess so, because most of America wasn't paved. Back when Indian was made and Harley was making those bikes up into the 40s, there wasn't much of paved roads back then. I think they're grasping to make those claims and statements right out of the gate. Then they went in and showed their whole dirt bike line, which a lot of people view as a black eye to Harley, because that's when, under the AMF years, when they signed on with an Italian manufacturer and started producing two-stroke dirt bikes and importing them from Italy. So again, I wouldn't say it was a Harley-Davidson dirt era during those years, and if it was so hot stuff, why'd you drop it like a rock as soon as the other next owners bought out AMF, Willie G and his 12 mates? So I'm very disappointed. I think it's another blown opportunity. I watched the first 3-4 minutes of Jason Momoa talking, and then I watched another 4 minutes. You know, I'm 7 minutes into it, and we have yet to even talk about, you know, the exciting stuff on the Pan America. So I think it was a poorly done video on or release video of this bike. They could have done so much more, and I'm sure whoever's in charge of marketing and doing these videos is probably related to one of the Davidsons. A lot of them are. It's very incestuous, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would want my family working in my motorcycle company if I owned one, but whoever they are, you need to find them another job, put them in the mailroom, and get somebody in there that knows how to advertise and shoot demo videos that are exciting and polarizing to grab your attention. And at the end of the video, people are going to be reaching for their wallet and saying, "Shut up and take my money."
Shut up and take my money.
Those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more in the future, hit the subscribe button right down there in the corner. And remember, folks, go riding. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.